Ready. All right, everyone, welcome back. Day 3, 2018 Boardwalk Empire Tournament here in lovely Scotts Valley, California, hosted by your Santa Cruz Derby girls. My name is Sexy Beast, and I'm here with Roller Derby's Mildred Fierce.
That is a fact. We're here for Game 14 on this beautiful, foggy Sunday afternoon here in Santa Cruz, and we will have Santa Cruz Derby girls versus Windy City.
A promising matchup of some ferocity and intensity.
Absolutely. Yesterday's game between seats number 23 and 24 was quite dramatic, shall I say?
Oh, yes.
Here we are today with number 24 and 25. I'm hoping for more of the same.
Well, if that game, as you mentioned, between Arizona and Santa Cruz is any indication of how things are going to go here, our fans are going to be very excited.
I'm excited.
I'm already excited. So these two teams thus far this weekend, let's see, Windy City on Friday, falling to that self-same Arizona. And then, of course, Windy City recovering yesterday and beating Rocky Mountain. And then I think Santa Cruz is 2-1 on the weekend. They bested Queen City on Friday, and they took down Detroit Roller Derby yesterday. And then, of course, we're on the losing end of that incredible, quite possibly the best regular season derby I've ever seen.
Really no losers in that game.
That was just...
as far as derby fans.
Amazing. Loose Chaos jamming for Arizona with a near 100% lead jammer percentage throughout the game.
Absolutely.
And, of course, that vaunted Santa Cruz defense with Heloise and Jam Rock and Roll are just showing and proving all game long.
We're going to see more of that today. 5 seconds to Derby. Are you ready?
I feel ready. And that whistle starts this game. Jamming for Chicago. For Windy City, that's number 312, Ashley Perrin.
And jamming for Santa Cruz is number 221, Yeti or Not, Here I Come. And there's that trio of terror from Santa Cruz holding Perrin back. That's Heloise, Unleashed, and Shamrock and Roller. A formidable trio.
Yeti getting pushed to the outside, but able to break around the Windy City pack and pick up lead jammer, the first lead jammer status of this game.
And we have an appreciative crowd here in the venue today. Lots of black and blue cheering. Looks like Queen Litigious, the pivot for Santa Cruz, is heading for an early sit in the box. And Perrin is through the pack, helmet cover in hand.
Yeti trying to navigate through the Windy City wall there, but opting to call that one off.
1 point on the jam for Santa Cruz. First to score. I hear you count.
Speaking of count, we're going to go down the list of officials here. We'll start with the skating officials. Your crew head ref is Darth Bling. Inside pack ref, Johnny Demonic. Gem refs, PK Biddy and Whistle. And OPRs, the Dark Snide, Dillygaff, and Ridiculous, Jose Canscato, your alt ref.
I like that name.
Not too bad, huh?
I like that name. Jamming for Santa Cruz, number 5, Skirt Vonnegut. And on the track for Chicago, that is number 17, Mia Go Ham. And it looks like Santa Cruz has lead jammer status again. That's Skirt Vonnegut with Mia right behind her. 2
leads in a row. Mia closing in on Skirt Vonnegut and going to try to force a call off here. Able to do that for what is a scoreless jam number 2.
Strategic.
That wasn't a question. What is a scoreless jam number 2? This isn't Jeopardy. Yeah.
I'll go with Santa Cruz versus Windy City for 100.
That's right. I'll take who has the star for 200, Alex?
The star for Chicago right now is Isabel Allende. And for Santa Cruz, that is Terrorism, number 116.
Jammers choosing opposite sides of the engagement zone to try and make it through. Isabel Allende and then navigate to the front of the pack there. And able to do so, picking up lead jammer for Windy City.
Meanwhile, Terrorism hung up in turn number 1. I hear a whistle. Unfortunately, it is for the Santa Cruz jammer, and she's headed for the box.
Windy City coach giving the boom boom signal here to Isabel Allende. Already 5 points on the board for Windy City. Second scoring pass coming up here as the pack sets up in turn 2. Front of the Santa Cruz defense, anchored by number 8, Shamrock and Roller.
And hits Isabella Allende into the infield there. Sets her back just a few feet.
Oh, good block by Heloise. Continuing that block, number 41, Queen Litigious.
And the last line of defense is Shamrock and Roller.
As it usually is.
Formidable skater for Santa Cruz.
Tara out of the box now, back in the pack, helmet cover in hand.
Isabella Allende being brought all the way back before turn 4 by the Santa Cruz blockers. Heloise acting as a bridge. Joining the front pack.
Windy City Pivot being assessed a counterclockwise block or a clockwise block. You can counterclockwise block still, I think.
Terrorism through the pack, and the jam is called before any points are scored for Santa Cruz.
And it looks like 5 more points will go up on that pass for Windy City. Your score now 10-1, 4 minutes into this game.
2018 Boardwalk Empire is proud to be a WFTDA recognized tournament. The WFTDA Recognized Tournaments program recognizes and supports high-quality WFTDA member-hosted tournaments worldwide. While allowing for various tournament structures, the Recognized Tournament program establishes a consistent standard for tournament officiating and games management.
And we're underway here in jam number 4, taking the star for Santa Cruz. That's Maddie Maskist going up against...
That's Bambi Bloodlust, number 16 for Windy City.
Outstanding.
She hops around with so much energy on the track in the first minute of the game and the last minute of the game.
There you go. Ooh, Bambi getting knocked to the outside by Beans there, having to recycle back to the jammer line.
We have a special way of saying Beans. I'll have to back up a bit to try it. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
Beans! That's what it sounds like.
Meanwhile, Maddie with lead jammer status, doing a tete-a-tete with the WCR jammer and opting to call it off there. 0 points on that jam. If you have chamomile tea, please take a sip.
If you have chamomile tea, please apply it to Shamrock and Roller's right eye. If you'd like a closer look, look at the Twitter feed under hashtag Boardwalk Empire 2018. Send us a message. Your thoughts? Twitterverse?
Interesting pack alignment here as we start jam number 5. Ashley Perrin taking the star for Windy City. And that's Yeti or Not jamming for Santa Cruz.
Yeti or Not being taken down just briefly by Kidney Lopper. She is the lead jammer.
And Windy City with 2 blockers in the penalty box already as Santa Cruz cycles a blocker there themselves. Yeti through the pack on a scoring pass and calling it off.
That is 4 points for Santa Cruz, 0 for Windy City. That's how they're going to do this. Working up to what I hope will be our second lead change.
If you don't already know it, the Santa Cruz Derby Girls are proud to be streaming the 2018 Boardwalk Empire on WFTDA.tv, which could be where you're listening to us.
Most likely, unless you're sitting next to me.
Probably already know that.
Unless they're you.
All right, we're underway once again here in jam number 6. Mia Goham jamming for Windy City, Skirt Vonnegut for Santa Cruz.
And that is number 75, Bork, 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 bringing the Santa Cruz jammer back the first time. Bork, Bork, Bork. Quite a legendary skater and an announcer's favorite. You can see why.
All right, and Mia Goham has been declared lead jammer. Skirt Vonnegut getting recycled perpetually back to the jammer line. Both packs at full strength now.
Mia Goham hopping around the outside for a scoring pass. 5 points for her. It looks like there is a helmet cover pass, and Run Jeremy, I believe, has a helmet cover in their hand. Yep.
And we've had our first ref takedown.
Run Jeremy doing a quick tour of the infield. Do-si-doing. That's 0 for Santa Cruz, 2 for Windy City on that pass.
That's why I had to stop officiating. I just couldn't bounce back up the way I used to. It's one thing to hit the ground. It's another thing to not do it.
It's much more pleasant to not hit the ground.
That's what I found. Experts agree. All right, we're going into jam number 7 here. But before we do that, let's go back to an official timeout from 1974.
Now, our rosters for both teams have been shown on screen. Hopefully, you've had a time to do a screenshot, a quick read. We respect you and know that you can read all of those names with your best possible pronouncement. We have a question from Habeas Corpus. What's a boom boom signal? It kind of, okay, imagine you're passing an 18-wheel truck on the freeway and you want them to blow their horn.
Right.
That would be one arm. Now do it with two arms,
Repeatedly, up and
repeatedly,
down.
back and forth. Or if you were cross-country skiing really dramatically, that would be the boom boom signal.
That's correct. And that is a hand signal often given by coaches to their jammers when the opposing jammer is entering the penalty box.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Habeas Corpus, for your question.
There could be another name for it, but I'm not concerned with that.
Could be the "here comes the other jammer" signal. That's no fun. Who wants to say that?
Yeah, that's too many syllables. I can see our jam timer May the Force standing on the pivot line, hands on shoulders, indicating
That she's been working out.
head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Oh, it is an
Jam
official time.
timer, knees and toes.
Knees and toes.
Jam timer, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Do your friends and family want to know what's happening but can't watch the live stream? Have them check out the official Boardwalk Empire Tournament Facebook page. Check there throughout the weekend for scores, photos, and event updates.
And since we are talking about officials, we'll go ahead and run down this list of non-skating officials. That's right, everyone. The most important officials in the building. Your penalty lineup trackers, megahertz and bit shift, jam timer, May the Force. Penalty box manager, everyone's good friend and incredibly handsome Rex Blocker. Penalty box timers, Mrs. Rage, blood, sweat, and ears. Scoreboard operator, Sarah Dactyl. And scorekeepers, Devilman's Crybaby and Kabong. All right, well, whatever it was, it has been worked out. 18-5 is your score as we start jam number 7.
Jamming for Windy City is number 77, Isabel Allende, and for Santa Cruz, it's number 116, Terrorism.
And literally, Isabel Allende, lead jammer now for Windy City. Swerving through the pack. Ooh, last minute put out there by Shamrock and Roller. Ism out of the pack now. Coming up on the pack on an initial pass.
And it looks like Santa Cruz was held to 0 on that pass.
4 points for Windy City on the jam, 22 on the board. That's right, Windy City 22, Santa Cruz 5 here in the early going.
Just in case you just joined this game, we have Santa Cruz in blue and we have Windy City in white. And if you're watching on a black and white screen, best of luck to you.
That's cool. How retro.
That's really artisanal of you. Number 626, Maddie Massica is jamming for Santa Cruz. And on the track, jamming for Windy City, that is Hannibal Wrecker. First time that she is jamming in this game.
And Santa Cruz has sent 2 blockers to the penalty box. And that could create an opportunity for Windy City. Let's see if they can take advantage.
That is good news for Hannibal Wrecker, who is now your lead jammer.
And now the coaches are giving the swoop signal,
Woot woot.
which means keep skating.
One circle, one finger in the air, circling round and round, and she did just that for 5 more points for Windy City.
Run Jeremy, the pivot for Santa Cruz, back on the track now, making their way to the front of the pack.
Holding their hand out, most likely for a helmet cover. And will this pass happen? Run Jeremy has gone to the back of the pack, so perhaps not.
And we've got a Windy City blocker going off on a directional penalty. That leaves 2 remaining blockers at the front of the far straightaway, confounding Maddie for the moment.
Run Jeremy not available for a helmet cover pass because they are helping to extend that pack, keep everybody legal on defense.
Out of play is declared at the front of the pack, and Maddie's able to break free.
Still wearing the jammer cover. Still looking for points, but it won't happen on this jam.
Hannibal Wrecker able to pull down 8 points that time for Windy City. 30 on the board for your Windy City All-Stars. 5 points still. Santa Cruz hovering at 5 here. You know they are anxious to get some offense going.
Those 5 points. The first point was in the first jam. The other 4, I believe, were in the second or third jam. So Santa Cruz is ripe and ready to throw some points on the board.
And as Santa Cruz has taken a timeout, we'll go ahead and talk to you about the 2018 Boardwalk Empire is proud to be a WFTDA recognized tournament. And did you know there are still 3 other WFTDA recognized tournaments happening this very weekend? Southern Discomfort being hosted by Columbia Roller Derby, K-Town Shakedown being hosted by Michigan's Kalamazoo Derby Darlings, and Coastal Chaos hosted by Maine's Rock Coast Rollers.
What a fun weekend everywhere. Look for all the scores from the weekend and chat with us announcers via Twitter, just like our friend Habeas Corpus did. You can do that at SC Derby Girls, at SC Derby Girls, or to make sure your announcers see it, use hashtag Boardwalk Empire 2018. And as always, we want to see how good your GIF game is.
Ooh, the GIF game. GIF Derby, if you will.
Jennifer Boyance on Twitter is cheering for Windy City, tagging Sugar Smacks, number 511. Shug is getting some Shug.
Speaking of smacks, don't forget at 2 p.m. Pacific time, don't miss the Arizona Roller Derby's Phoenix Rising, taking on Rocky Mountain's Contenders in our last B-team game of the tournament. And those B-team games, they've really been more like A-minus games, of a B-plus maybe.
Here we have both jammers starting in turn 4. That's number 16, Bambi Bloodlust, and number 221, Yeti or Not, Here I Come. Yeti sneaks through that back.
Yeti sort of handed Bambi off to the defense and said, I'll be lead now.
I'll leave this here with you. Yeti now caught up with the pack for her scoring pass, and meanwhile, Bambi is being shuffled to the back once again. So there are the 5 points that Santa Cruz has been needing. And now they could use 20 more to tie up this game. Let's see what Yeti can do.
Bambi from Windy City still on her initial pass.
That gives Yeti plenty of time to really think about getting hit by the Windy City pivot. She may not have given that enough thought.
And it is a power jam now for Yeti as Bambi is headed to the penalty box on a high block.
Of course, another great opportunity for Yeti or Not.
Windy City switching to full defense now.
And that's Rita Hateworthy, Phoebe Five-Fo Fum, and Kidney Lopper doing their best to hold Yeti in turn 4. Little drop of the helmet cover. And Yeti calls off that jam with 5 more points. Just in time to start this next jam as a power jam. Santa Cruz Skirt Vonnegut will be the only jammer at the top of this jam.
Yeah, Windy City Jammer standing in the box.
Would that be boom boom time?
Well, it's boom boom time when the jammer goes to the box.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is, what is this called?
This is called...
Look out.
Heads up.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
We used to call it jamming unopposed, but then we realized there were 4 blockers on the track to oppose the jammer.
There's no such thing as jamming unopposed.
But Skirt Vonnegut able to squeak through at the front and pick up lead jammer for Santa Cruz. Just what the bombshells need right now.
Bambi Bloodlust taking off that helmet cover and handing it to number 8. That is Rita Skateworthy, who will now be the jammer of record for Windy.
Incredible moves by Skirt Vonnegut, able to get past the Windy City pack completely. Out in front of the opposing jammer now. Going to call that jam off and add 5 more points to the total. 20-30 is your score now. And it is Windy City now who has stalled at 30 points for a couple jams, and Santa Cruz trying to get things going here.
Let's call it a plateau.
There we go.
For no other reason that it's just kind of a sexy word.
It's fun to say that.
Plateau. A clip and a plateau.
5 seconds is the call.
Number 312, Ashley Perrin is jamming for Windy City, and we have Terrorism, number 116 for Santa Cruz once again. Both sets of defenders really close inside the pivot line still. Chicago's pivot sitting down in the box for a minute. for doing something horrible, probably, or maybe just not so bad.
I'm sure they're a good person.
I'm sure they're lovely.
All right, and it looks like we might have a power jam happening here. Ashley Perrin headed off to the penalty box.
So the jammer and the pivot for Windy sitting in the box. Another great opportunity for Santa Cruz.
Tara takes an outside lane and picks up lead jammer for Santa Cruz now. Exactly what they are looking for here in this instant.
I really enjoy Tara's like heck yeah claps as she gets lead jammer. Way to go, girl. There she goes again.
That is pretty awesome. Tara able to squeak through on the outside and pick up 5 points for Santa Cruz now. 25-30 your score.
And she's I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like she's got some offensive help from Queen Litigious there, but does get knocked to the outside. She'll be recycled back to the straightaway.
Ashley Perrin still on her initial pass, being confounded at the front of the pack by the Santa Cruz defense.
With her helmet cover in hand. And that's, of course, the trio of terror, Shamrock and Roller, Unleashed, Heloise. That jam is called. 4 more points for Santa Cruz. It's a 1-point game, and we're going to have a replay. Take a look.
Nice.
That
Excellent
was
move.
terrorism going around the outside, and you know she clapped for herself.
Oh, yeah. That
Way to go, girl.
Nice outside lane spin move, turn around, I'm past you is Tara's bread and butter.
You know, when you spin around someone when you pass them, you can make eye contact and say bye-bye.
Speaking of bread and butter, let's hear it for Togo's. Exclusive track pack sponsor for the 2018 Boardwalk Empire. They are keeping our officials fed all weekend long, and not only that, they are donating 20% of their sales this weekend directly benefiting the Santa Cruz Derby girls. And this, I found out, this is like a coup. All leagues listening right now should take a marketing tip from Santa Cruz. Togo's has also created, for a limited time only, the Jammer Sandwich.
Yes.
Turkey and avocado toasted and served your way. And be sure and get the commemorative Derby Girls beverage cup. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Available exclusively at Scotts Valley, Capitola, and Watsonville locations. Togo's doing it right.
Imagine how many after parties that cup could go with you.
Right?
Right.
You could drink anything out of that.
You could.
Your cup can do anything. All right, we're going to jump into jam number 12 here. Maddie Masochist on the line for Santa Cruz, and Mia Goham taking the star for Windy City.
Both teams have a full complement of blockers.
Oh, that's so nice.
They're out there saying, you look great. Oh, that was a good hit. You smell wonderful. Maybe not the last one.
Oh,
Mia Goham sitting in the penalty box. Another power jam for Santa Cruz, and we have lead jammer status for Maddie Masochist.
so a bit of a slow start for the Bombshells, but they appear to have their full footing now. Maddie back in the pack on a scoring pass. Getting a hand from Ace Ventura.
And that's Bork up front, along with Animal Lee. And also Rita Skateworthy in the pivot helmet
Animal
cover.
Lee, a transfer from Dallas. I assume that means Dallas Derby Devil.
I would think so.
Twitter will let us know.
And as Maddie is wont to do, she will extend and push and extend that pack until she's got one blocker left, and that's Rita Hateworthy, and she will have to let her go at turn 1. That's 4 points for Santa Cruz.
Beans getting a penalty as Veronica La Rosa anchoring the front of the Santa Cruz defense, but nice move by Mia Goham on the outside, helmet cover in hand.
That was her initial pass. So with Maddie calling off that jam, I believe... Oh, I was wrong. That was a scoring pass.
That was a scoring pass, and 7 points go up.
Here's another replay for you all. That was Mia Goham tiptoeing along the outside, making it look like she's just out picking flowers. So this is so easy.
Like a little enchanted marionette. So as I was saying, 7 points for Santa Cruz on the board, and that gives them the lead. 36 now for Santa Cruz, 34 Windy City. So we go into jam number 13.
That's our third lead change of the game. Hooray. That's good derby. Number 77, Alandia, jamming for Windy City. And Yeti or not, here she comes. Up with Kidney Lopper, and I believe that's Sugar Smacks. Regina Spector waiting for a chance to extend that pack, keep everybody legal.
sorry. I took my eye off the Windy City pack for a second to appreciate the obliterating defense of Santa Cruz.
There they are, the three you don't want to meet on a track.
They brought Beans along, and they've got
Beans along.
They've got Isabel just stuck between the lines.
That's a no-win situation for most jammers.
Windy City sending a blocker to the penalty box, and Yeti having to recycle pretty much back to the jammer line.
And that was Bork taking her all the way back. And Yeti's not having it. She skates past Bork on turn 1. She is your lead jammer. That was a heck of an initial pass.
Yeah, grueling is a word I would describe
I was
it.
sure somebody would be getting points by now. I'm exhausted.
And Yeti able to harvest those points. 4, in fact, that puts Santa Cruz at 40 to Windy City's 30 with 11 and 20 on the clock going into jam number 14. Skateworks is Santa Cruz's preeminent skate shop, providing all the Derby girls with fantastic service and sponsored pricing on all the gear and skates they need to take the track. Skateworks is on site all weekend. Visit them here or in their store and get your gear today.
A big shout out and thank you to the Santa Cruz Derby girls for hosting an amazing tournament. It's always a treat to watch so many great matchups back to back in the same weekend.
We're underway again here with Sturt Vonnegut jamming for Santa Cruz and picking up lead jammer going up against Bambi Bloodlust.
And Bambi has taken off her helmet cover and she may be looking for her pivot. However, I believe her pivot may be sitting in the box. So, okay, Sexy Beast.
Yes.
Tell me, I've been out of the game for a bit.
Okay.
Tell me why the jammers take their helmet covers off when there is no pivot near them. They're making their way through their pack. What is that strategy? Can you explain that to me?
I used to think it was just to confuse the officials, but I think it also adds an element of uncertainty to opposing defenses. When all the helmets look alike, if you're not paying attention, you might not know who the jammer is.
So it's really psychological.
I'm going to guess that's what it is. I don't know. I don't have confirmation from,
It
jammers
does not
who do
change
that.
their status.
It doesn't. They're still the jammer.
Okay.
With it off, they can't score.
But it generally happens in a non-scoring situation.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. I'm smarter now, and I like that.
I'm also going to lean on Twitter a little bit. So if we've got some whip-smart coaches out there who can clue us all in on the strategy, yeah.
And use hashtag Boardwalk Empire 2018, and I'll look for that info tweet. Thank you.
And we just stirred up a little wind in the venue as the pack did a little speed around there. Net result of which is 1 point on the board for Windy City, 0 for Santa Cruz. 44 to 31 your score. Santa Cruz in the lead. I realize I'm just giving the numbers out. I have to tell people who those numbers belong to.
That's true.
I mean, because
Someone has 44 points. Someone else has 31 points.
So,
we don't want to insult
someone's
you.
in the lead and someone's behind.
We don't want to mansplain anything to you.
Well, actually, if they have the point. Sorry, never mind.
Now, a point is when.
And speaking of points and the game, Maddie Meskis jamming for Santa Cruz, your lead jammer now.
And Hannibal Recker jamming once again for Windy City. Both have a lot of speed going around this track. They're both going to hit the back of their blockers right as the whistle blows. That's 1 point for Santa Cruz, 0 for Windy City.
Ah, I see what you did there, Santa Cruz.
Tiny bite.
The Santa Cruz Derby Girls would like to thank their sponsor, Rock Tape. Rock Tape provides the best kinesiology tape for their skaters to keep them performing stronger and longer on the track. They also generously donated tape and topical pain relief to all the athletes participating in the 2018 Boardwalk Empire. Hashtag Rock Tape, hashtag Go Stronger Longer.
We have Yeti or Not jamming again for Santa Cruz. And who is wearing the star? That is Mia is that Mia?
It
or
is.
Is that Isabel?
It's Mia Gohan jamming for Windy City, but it's Yeti or Not, lead jammer for Santa Cruz. And Mia has handed off the star to the pivot, number 504, Phoebe Fifo Foam. But Yeti's going to call that jam, having picked up 1 point.
It's 1 point here, 1 point there.
Here a point, there a point.
Everyone's a point. On the track for Santa Cruz with the star is Skirt Vonnegut. And for Windy City, that's Isabel Allende. Yes, she will.
All right, Isabel Allende is your lead jammer for Windy City, having navigated around the pack on the outside. Skirt Vonnegut with one blocker to beat, going into turn 2.
Great hit there by the hips of Ace Ventura on turn 1, taking Isabel back to the pivot line.
Excellent work by Santa Cruz defense, basically flummoxing Isabel Allende and causing 0 points.
I have some information here via Twitter from Call the Jam. That's at Call the Jam on Twitter. And they say, hey, taking off the jammer cover also makes it so the defense has to cover both the jammer and the pivot. It divides attention and focus and potentially gives the jammer an opportunity to get through. I'm so smart. I'm going to be unbearable by the end of the day. Thank you, Call the Jam.
That's going to sound stupid, but man, that is such a good idea.
It really is.
That's really
Someone
smart.
should tell the skaters about that.
That roller derby, look at you.
Bambi Bloodlust jamming for Windy City. She is stuck behind the jam line thanks to Unleashed Heloise Shamrock and Roller. And meanwhile, in a country far, far away near turn 1, we have Skate and Destroy, and we have Sugar Smacks bringing Terrorism all the way back, recycling behind Windy's jammer.
Nice move by Tara, shaking off a Windy City blocker and coming out of the pack lead jammer. Bambi removing the helmet cover.
Looks like Bambi Bloodlust is getting quite frustrated with Heloise, and I can understand that. She frustrates the heck out of me, and I won't even skate with her.
Okay. Back slowing down in turn 1. Tara coming around, getting knocked to the outside there. I think that was number 1111, Kate and Destroy for Windy City.
And that's is that Sugar Smack?
Sugar
Smacks bringing Terrorism all the way back, forcing her to start again with this Windy City defense.
Helmet cover had been passed to the Windy City pivot, who then cut the track. And with 35 seconds left on the jam clock, Tara going to get at least 30 of those seconds to be on a track without the other jammer.
Unfortunately, she does have Kate and Destroy and Sugar Smacks out there.
Yeah.
And she says no thanks. She's going to make the choice to start the next jam as a power jam.
Simultaneous realization. Nah, not doing
no,
it. Call the jam.
Not who she wanted to spend her time in turn 4 with.
Not this time. Look at us. Great minds think alike. SOL Santa Cruz is a proud sponsor of the league, providing subsidized treatments and chiropractic services for our athletes. SOL team member Karen Reutz will be on site at the warehouse this weekend, taping athletes with rock tape. That whistle starts the jam. We're underway once again here with Phoebe Fifo jamming for Windy City.
But she is in the box, am I correct?
You are correct. And so Maddie with the star for Santa Cruz facing off against a contingent of Windy City blockers as Phoebe re-enters play.
And as per the rule set, even though Phoebe Fifo started as...
Started in the box, she can still be declared lead.
And she does have a pivot cover under that star, but Windy can field another official pivot. That is correct. Must be.
I think you're right, because there is another pivot on the track.
Now, if a star pass were to happen now,
that would be odd.
Would Phoebe be able to be a pivot again, or is she just a regulation blocker? Oh my gosh, who's going to answer this one?
Internet.
Oh, call the jam. How about that one, huh? Have we stumped you yet?
Go ahead, folks. Push those glasses up on your nose and type away. Let us know what's going on. We're just announcers.
Well, actually...
Meanwhile, back on the track, things have slowed to a bit of a crawl. Maddie at the front of the engagement zone, just the other side of turn 2.
Let us never forget that my middle name is Conjecture.
Conjecture.
What if Rita Skateworthy just kind of eyeballing both sets of packs, wondering where she's going to be needed next as an offensive blocker in the front, a pack stretcher, or part of a triangle. There she goes. And that's the pivot for Santa Cruz, trying to bust up that tripod in front. That's Ace Ventura. bowling through there repeatedly.
Whoa. Somebody opened the gate, and Queen Letitia just kind of collapsed to the outside, but just kudos to the Windy City defense here, anchored by number 451, Animal Lee at the front. Wow.
Ace Ventura not afraid to go face-to-face with anybody on that track. That's impressive.
That is a lot of grinding for 0 points. 0-0 jam. Your score right now, Santa Cruz 54, Windy City 31. We've got under 2 minutes to go in this first half.
At 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, don't miss the Arizona Roller Derby's Phoenix Rising take on Rocky Mountain's contenders in our... you already told them this. What am I talking about?
Well, sometimes people need to hear it twice.
Our last B-team game of the tournament.
Yeah.
B teams. The A teams of tomorrow.
All right, we're underway once again here in jam number 21. Ashley Perrin taking the star for Windy City. A bit of a spill there just ahead of the pivot line, but it is Yeti or Not coming out of the pack first for Santa Cruz, lead jammer. Bit of a sleigh ride there from Shamrock and Roller, escorting the Windy City Jammer to the outside.
One of the heaviest hitters in Santa Cruz's roster for years now. Queen Litigious and Unleashed, trying to keep Perrin where they want her, just in time for Shamrock and Roller. Fully legal engagement zone, the chest bump of champions.
Something tells me there's going to be a timeout after this, but you never know. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Yeti or Not getting dropped to the inside, and in fact,
that is Kidney
Lauper,
Lauper.
the pivot with the star in hand. Star no longer in hand, now having been flopped out onto the track.
And which apparently is okay. She flung it. She flung it onto the track.
She flung it.
She flung it with
as though it were a dinghy.
With the original jammer picking it up, placing it ever so upon her helmet.
Coffee Talk in jam number 22.
We would like to take a minute to recognize the photographers joining us this weekend, Mark Knucklebeast Knockleby and JM Nightmare Night. Look for their photos this weekend on the Boardwalk Empire Facebook page. And here's a replay for you.
Is this a replay of Shammy?
That was
I
that
hope that's
hit?
what that was, because that was a very exciting impact.
I would also like to give a huge shout out to Beaker the Muppet. Beaker made live streaming the tournament this weekend possible, and it's fantastic, isn't it? Follow him on Facebook at Derby by Beaker the Muppet.
Yeah, Beaker's been doing a great job here. He is on the cusp of what may wind up being the future of roller derby, stream type deal.
Of course, he's one of the storied photographers of Derby, documenting games all over the country for years now, and now he's kicking it up a notch.
He sure is. And speaking of kicking it up a notch, that's what I intend to do during intermission, which we are in right now.
Well, look at that. First half went by so quickly.
It did. So your score at halftime, Santa Cruz 59 to Windy City's 31. And we're going to take a bit of a break here, and when we come back, we'll bring you the second half.
Welcome back. We are just over a minute away from the second half of this incredible game between Santa Cruz Derby Girls Bombshells and the Windy City Rollers All-Stars. Coming into the second half, we have Windy City at 31, and Santa Cruz at 59. I almost did a flip-flop
Talking there, yeah, that's good.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. People don't realize that. But yes, what an incredible first half. Millie, obviously we saw where Santa Cruz seemed to start out really slow. It took about 5 or 6 jams to get their skates under them, and then when they did, they didn't look back. They focused almost exclusively on a sort of hit-it-and-quit-it type offense. Their jammers, Yeti are not a perfect example of that, able to consistently, Yeti and Skirt able to consistently get out, get lead, and then, one scoring pass, maybe one in some, and then calling it off. And with that approach, that strategy, they were able to chisel their way back from like almost a 30-5 deficit to the place where they are now, nearly 30 points ahead here going into the second half. And like we mentioned, the offense for Santa Cruz, but also, clearly the defense a big part of that.
And what I'm also seeing is that Windy City has switched up their roster, their jammer rotation. They've added some jammers that we haven't seen on a regular rotation. We had Hannibal Record wearing the star at one point. Rita Hateworthy has been taking passes, and we had another. It's escaping me now, but we did have another not in their usual jammer lineup.
Right.
So Windy City might be trying different things throughout that first half. We'll see what they settle on in the second half.
I'm looking down at the penalty box there, and I see where we have one skater each in the box. We'll start with a 3-on-3 pack here, and I can see in the center of the track that the crew head ref is Darth Bling, and he is communicating with a coach from Santa Cruz and the captain for the Santa Cruz team.
That would be Mean Bean Casserole, is the coach for
Nice.
Santa Cruz.
God, I love a good bean casserole, yeah.
I just love the food names.
Yeah, yeah.
Bacon and Legs was one of my favorite names. Do you remember Bacon?
I do. Do you remember Breakfast?
Breakfast.
I think she skated with Angel City for a while.
And we had a junior skater named Waffles.
Waffles. Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
Good
So
food.
if you're not hungry already, go ahead and try some Cheez-Its, the unofficial snack cracker of Boardwalk Empire 2018.
For you savories out there. All right, we are 5 seconds to Derby in this second half.
The aforementioned Yeti are not going to take the star to start this second half for Santa Cruz. And it'll be Isabel Alendia jamming for Windy City. And that whistle starts the jam. Both jammers are going to try to go up the middle here.
Looks like Yeti is actually doing some defense there. She's trying to get through those Windy City blockers, but she is also using that left arm to push her blockers away, hopefully to keep Isabel Allende in check, which so far is working. She's recycled back behind the pivot line there.
You did hear one whistle blow, and that is going to send Shamrock and Roller to the box. And Isabel Allende going to take advantage of that to become lead jammer for Windy City.
Yeti or not, still stuck behind that Windy City trio. Oh, and for Isabel Allende going around the outside and 5 points on that scoring pass.
Nice move on the outside line by Isabel, dropping Queen Litigious, who has taken the star now for Santa Cruz and is the jammer of record. Nice little toe steps there, completing another scoring pass. That's 2 passes so far for Windy City on this jam. Santa Cruz jammer back in the pack now, escaping through for a scoring pass.
That's 4 points for Santa Cruz. Queen Litigious wearing the star.
Windy City going to call it off. They did seem to sense some offensive urgency there and left the jam going there for a little bit, but and we've got a replay here for you now. Oh, yeah.
That, of course, was Isabel Allende
Excellent
hopping
footwork
through
there.
the turn.
Yeah.
We have some chanting beginning here in the venue. Oh, short. Just once.
Just a once and done kind of thing.
Might you say they hit it and quit it?
Yeah, they did indeed. All right, back to the action now. Jamming once again for Windy City. That's number 17, Mia Goham, facing off against number 5, Skirt Vonnegut for Santa Cruz. And can you believe it, folks? A forearm penalty has been called. And 2 blockers go to the box, 1 for each team. It's a twofer.
Oh, and that was a nice hit to the outside by Vila Rosa, number 83, the pivot for Santa Cruz, sending Mia Goham to the outside. And again, she gives her a hip check in midair. Nice work by Vila Rosa on this jam.
I'm just noticing what appears to be a bandage on Skirt Vonnegut's hand. I wonder if she suffered an injury in the first half, but it has not slowed her down at all. Skirt is through the pack and has picked up 5 points. A very gradual and satisfying display of 5 points from PK Biddy, her jam ref.
Very nice, and that was Mia Goham giving some fans out here a rock and roll point.
Yeah, there you go.
You get a point, and you get a point.
Santa Cruz looking like they might take a timeout here.
It looks like
Mean Bean gonna no.
The coach was pointing at the scoreboard. Maybe there was a correction that they were looking for.
Oh, that's right. Biddy did put up 5 points. Okay, there they are.
There, that thumb. Sometimes you can't see that thumb.
Yeah.
Depending on your jam ref.
You can't see it until it's upon you. We're underway once again. Ashley Perrin jamming for Windy City.
Please don't put your thumb upon me.
And Tara jamming for Santa Cruz, able to get through on the outside and pick up lead jammer.
And Perrin is still between turns 1 and 2, and is that Shamrock and Roller and Queen Litigious as the final defense up there.
The penalty box is about to expel 1 of 2 Windy City blockers, which leaves 2 on the track. And those 2 creating some problems for Tara, but she's able to navigate that through and pick up 5 more points for Santa Cruz.
And both Kidney Lopper and the Rita Skateworthy trying to chase Terrorism up to the front to hit her again. Now Rita Skateworthy is the jammer for Windy City, but not in time for any points.
So far in this second half, Santa Cruz. Oh, we got a replay?
Ooh, that was a big fall by Rita Hateworthy. When you have a jammer, a star cover in your hand, it's hard to, you just kind of fall. You got to protect that star cover. And we have a Tyrannosaurus Rex in the venue.
All right.
I hope we can get that on camera.
All right, so we are in an official timeout right now, and that gives us a chance to talk about the Boardwalk Bowl. Boardwalk Bowl is a proud sponsor of the Santa Cruz Derby Girls and their new 2018 uniforms.
And on Twitter, we have Windy City Rollers tweeting at Boardwalk Empire. They see the Chicago flag in the fan section. Indeed, you do.
All right.
I'll give a shout out to Chicago. I lived there for 11 years. Oh, my children were born there.
My goodness.
Sarah McQuaid says, go Yeti and Skirt. You got this. Yes, they do.
All right, well, with that issue resolved, we're ready to get underway here again in jam number 4 of the second half.
That's Hannibal Recker wearing the star again for Windy City, and we have Maddie Masochist for Santa Cruz.
Wow.
Once again, this Hannibal Recker was not really on the jammer rotation yesterday. We've seen her twice already in this game.
And now we see her go to the penalty box, creating an opportunity for Maddie. Still trying to chisel through that Windy City defense.
And that is Bork, and the pivot is number 5, Entropy.
And that cry goes up from the crowd because Maddie is now your lead jammer for Santa Cruz. And the Windy City jammer standing in the box. Maddie threw on a scoring pass. And both Windy City blockers out of the box now. One of them is a jammer. I can do this.
One of those skaters has a funny helmet cover. Hannibal Recker has the helmet cover off, which we now recognize as a really brilliant strategy.
Yes, we do.
They're messing with the announcers too. It's fantastic. You know what I'd like to talk about? I would like to talk about 2018 International WFTDA Playoffs and Championships. They're coming up. So let's talk about it. Yeah. August 31st to September 2nd, A Coruña, Spain, hosted by the As Brigantias Roller Derby.
Well done.
Be there, done. September 21st to 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia, hosted by Atlanta Roller Girls. Done. And championships this year, November 9th to 11th in New Orleans, Louisiana, hosted by Big Easy Roller Girls. We'll see you there.
Yeah. Get down to New Orleans. Who dat? And that is Yeti or Not, jamming for Santa Cruz at the front of the engagement zone. And Isabel Alendia jamming once again for Windy City, getting drawn all the way back by Shamrock and Roller as Yeti comes up on the pack at the jammer line.
Now getting thrown out by Unleashed and having to cycle back again in this turn 4. Meanwhile, Yeti up front, being held back by Kate and Destroy, Kidney Lopper, and Sugar Smacks. There are some fierce blockers on this track right now. Oh, and that, of course, that was a great hit by Shamrock and Roller. Everyone looking around to find out if it was legal.
Is there going to be a whistle?
Yeah.
That's what they want to know. All right, well, back I'm going to grab some more points and call that jam off. 9 points, in fact. Edging closer to that 100-point mark. Your score right now, 92 for Santa Cruz, 44 for Windy City.
If you're interested in attending any of the playoff and championship tournaments that I just mentioned, go to wftda.com/tickets. By June 1st, on or after June 1st, playoff tickets will be on sale. And stick around. Don't put your credit card away. Around August 1st, you can get tickets for championships. WFTDA.com.
All right, back to the action now. Jamming once again for Windy City. That's Mia Goham going up against Skirt Vonnegut. The penalty box is empty. And, of course, just as soon as I say that, the whistle blows and Mia goes to the box.
So
it's
now
a boom-boom opportunity for Santa Cruz.
Skirt Vonnegut is the lead jammer, your only jammer. So let's keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Okay, there she goes.
Back into the pack now at turn 2. Skirt getting knocked outside, having to recycle back to her defense. Ooh.
And with a nice twirl on the inside of the straightaway, she picks up 5 points.
Yeah, Mia going airborne.
Oh, getting sent right back to the box. What was that call?
I think that's illegal contact because she did kind of come down on somebody.
Did she?
Yeah.
When you're in the air, you are a free target. But
Right.
when you are the one in the air, you cannot hit anyone.
That's right.
It doesn't seem fair, but that's how it is.
And the Windy City coaches are going to bring the subject of fairness up in their discussion with the officials here.
In fact, I believe it was Isabel Allende who did get hit in midair a few jams ago.
Yeah.
Demonstrating that if you're going to fly, you have to know the risks.
That's right. If you want to wallow with the eagles, you have to soar with the pigs.
Soaring pigs. That's delightful.
Write that one down.
Did you know that the WFTDA has 422 member leagues and 46 apprentice leagues spanning 6 continents? Did you know there were 6 continents?
So, okay, all right. I'm not saying there aren't 6 continents, but let's go over them real quickly. North America, South America,
Pluto.
Europe, Asia, Australia. That's 5.
Right, I thought there were 7.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the 6th continent? Is there a league in Antarctica or?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Hey, Twitter.
I bet they're called the McMurtry Station Penguins. I bet that's their name. And then somebody says, it's like having penguins on the North Pole.
The
beast.
Amundsen Scottians.
Let's
see how many weather station nerds there are out there.
There's no penguins on the North Pole, beast.
As I was saying about these 422 member leagues, 46 apprentice leagues, 6 continents, you can find team rankings, news updates, and more online, not including geographical information.
Okay, I'm going to Google
WFTDA.com.
I should know this. I'm embarrassed to say that I don't.
I'll say it again. Pluto was stripped of its continent ranking.
Unfair.
It's unfair.
Hashtag ball of gas. All right, back to the action now. Ashley Perrin jamming for Windy City, going up against Terrorism. And Ashley getting for Windy City what they desperately need, lead jammer status now. Santa
Cruz has increased their lead dramatically during this second half. This is a great opportunity for Windy City. Let's see. The blockers for Windy City have let Terrorism go straight past them on that straightaway. So we have 2 scoring passes. They're neck and neck, 4 and 4 in this jam. Oh, and that was a big hit by Shamrock and Roller in turn 1. And that hit, I'm sorry, was that Sugar or was it Sugar? Kate destroys someone. Essentially what I'm saying is both jammers went down, and it was pretty.
Shame on me for having to Google this, but yes, there are 7 continents.
Confirmed.
Just, a little Sunday morning roller derby / geography lesson.
Because when you're looking for basic facts that you should have learned in 3rd grade, you turn to derby announcers.
Everything they say about us is true.
We're pretty.
All right, here we go. Jam number 8 in the second half. Maddie Masochist jamming for Santa Cruz and Isabel Alendia for Windy City. Isabel looking for an outside line and finding it. Isabel Alendia, your lead jammer for Windy City. Maddie with 1 blocker to beat at the front.
I'm happy to say our Twitter followers are all coming in with all 7 continents.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Isabel getting recycled, having to recycle back to turn 2 now. Maddie up front with a full complement of Windy City blockers.
She almost looked like she was surrounded, like they were playing a playground game there. Not
That's
fun.
Right.
Rita Skateworthy doing a fantastic job of directing that tripod right in the front. Hateworthy. I just got to put skate in everything. Keeps me focused.
All right, and Maddie able to break through for 4 points. 108 your score for Santa Cruz now. They've broken that wonderful 100-point mark. 50 points on the board for Windy City. Add 3 to that. Add 3 more to that, and you get 56. So 108 to 56 your score here. 18 minutes left in this game.
The Santa Cruz Derby Girls partners each year with one organization as their featured nonprofit, and this year they are honored to be partnered with the Santa Cruz SPCA. The Santa Cruz SPCA provides safe harbor for animals in need and promotes an active, humane community through adoption, advocacy, and education.
All right, we're back underway once again with Mia Goham jamming for Windy City, and Yeti or Not taking the star for Santa Cruz. With an extrapolated pack turning the corner at turn 1 there. Mia getting recycled back between the lines.
And that is that power triangle up front. We have Kate and Destroy. We have Sugar Smacks. And it looks like that's Regina Spector up there too. Or is that Animal Lee? I cannot see the number there. Now a duo, a power duo.
I think Phoebe is the pivot, I think. Nice twist and roll there to the outside, but that's going to net a penalty for one of the Windy City blockers. Yeti giving the no pass, no penalty sign as she escapes the pack. Oh, nice sweep there.
That was Kate and Destroy who went to the box. And is that Rita Hate? No, it's not.
Nope, it's Phoebe Five-Fo-Fum having been handed the star. And Unleashed getting an out-of-play penalty. Headed to the box. But don't worry, Santa Cruz fans, they still have 2 more.
Phoebe Five-Fo-Fum getting through Shamrock and Roller and Heloise to be your jammer of record for Windy City.
Windy City pack at full strength now as Phoebe comes up on a Santa Cruz 3. A 3 cage, if you will. Yeti leaning into the Windy City blockers, taking a bit of a micro nap.
You're all going with me, she says.
There we go, and that whistle mercifully.
And it looks like...
It seems like we're having too much fun.
We are. And it looks as though team captain Shamrock and Roller and Santa Cruz coach Mean Bean Casserole have a conversation to have with the officials in the infield. Sometimes we get some information on these conversations, and sometimes we just make them up.
Yeah, we just kind of fabricate stuff,
They're saying, yes, the after party is tonight.
Everybody's nodding
yes,
at each other.
It's at the Crate Place, and yes, you're invited.
Yes. More details to follow.
More details. Stick around.
Shemmy out there having a conversation.
Thank you to all the volunteers that have worked so hard this weekend to make this event happen. The list is long and prestigious.
Yeah.
And you are all doing an amazing job. Thank you ever so.
If you can't get enough roller derby, don't forget, tune in next weekend to the Big O. That's right, the Big O up in Eugene, Oregon, hosted by Emerald City Roller Girls. May 4th through the 6th, a WFTDA recognized tournament and a boatload of fun.
It is.
The Big O has taken over from ECDX as the funnest tournament, funnest non-playoff tournament
Yes.
in roller derby, and also renowned because it features both WFTDA sanctioned play as well as MRDA sanctioned play and JRDA sanctioned play. So
All the D.
we got your juniors, we got your men, and we got your WFTDA sanctioned play. So the
Got
Big
it.
O next weekend. I'll be there.
I believe it was at the Big O when the NSOs played a game against announcers.
Wild West Showdown.
Wild West Showdown. That was a hoot.
That was a hoot. All right, back underway here in the second half. Bambi jamming for Windy City, skirt for Santa Cruz.
And Ace Ventura going way back to turn 4, bringing Bambi with her, and then being joined by 2 other blockers. Bambi's got her work cut out for her now in turn 4. Ace Ventura going to the box for that. No pivot on the track for Santa Cruz at this point. But we've got Beans and Villa Rosa working with Bambi, and that's Hermione Danger. That would be the hip of Hermione Danger.
The hip of danger, if you will.
Hip of Danger. And in the meantime, we have Skirt Vonnegut with all 4 windy blockers up front, and that is Rita Hateworthy guiding that group of blockers. And it looks like Mia Goham is also blocking in this pack.
And there we go with that jam. Go ahead. 5 points go up for Santa Cruz. 119 their score, 57 for Windy City. We got about just under 14 minutes left in this game.
I see Windy City being more fluid with the positions their skaters are playing in this game. We're seeing jammers blocking, and of course we're seeing different jammers in rotation, as we've mentioned for this game. They're fluid.
They're fluid.
They're flexible. They're doing their own thing.
Like water for chocolate.
No one's the boss of them. Run Jeremy jamming for Santa Cruz, and they are at turn 1. And they are your lead jammer.
And Jeremy taking a strong impact to the upper body, which some could confuse for a high block. But no penalty was dispensed there.
Our referees did not make that mistake. Run Jeremy picking up 5 points on that scoring pass.
Run Jeremy getting instructions from
and
the Santa Cruz coach.
Oh my goodness. Being stopped by Bork, who will then take a rest in the penalty box for that series of hits.
I think the one that counted the most for the penalty was the one where Run Jeremy had yet to reset themselves, and you can't do that.
Making contact with a downed skater,
Exactly,
I believe it's called.
Illegal contact.
Which is different than making contact with a bummed out skater. That's the result.
Speaking of the after party.
It only gets better.
Here we go. After party details. Join us for the after party. That's today.
Woohoo!
At
Woot.
the Crepe Place, Sunday the 29th, after the tournament. Newly owned and operated by Santa Cruz Derby Girls family Chuck and Victoria Mayhem. The Crepe Place will be hosting this year's epic Broadway Empire after party, serving
Boardwalk
drinks.
Empire.
Sorry, Boardwalk Empire.
Epic Broadway seems to make
Did I say
sense.
Broadway? Epic Boardwalk Empire after party, serving drinks, crepes, and desserts for all skaters, officials, staff, volunteers, and announcers, and their guests. On tap will be Derby Girl 2.0 IPA from New Bohemia Brewing Company, specifically brewed in honor of the Santa Cruz Derby Girls. We hope to see you there.
You know, yesterday I did call it the Broadway Empire tournament as well. And, you know, in retrospect, I think the cast of Hamilton versus the cast of Seussical the Musical.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
No.
matchup I would like
sparks
to see.
will fly.
Yeah. And then we could have the all Andrew Lloyd Webber bout. Cats.
No. It would be Cats versus Les Miserables.
Les Mis.
Yeah, there we go.
Dorks. Hashtag.
Hashtag theater dorks. Hashtag I took a girlfriend to see Les Mis one time in the theater. The great film version of it. And the music came up and everybody started singing. And she said, "Are they going to sing through the whole movie?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure."
Yes.
Pretty sure.
So did you stay?
Oh, I stayed.
Oh.
I love that stuff.
Oh, hashtag single again.
Anyway.
Any hoot.
So, yeah, this was an official review from Windy City. Or I thought it was. Yep, I see the little dot flashing on the scoreboard. But it appears to be over now, so...
Nikki Cash at Notorious Nikki on Twitter says, "Sorry, Boardwalk Empire live stream announcer. ECDX is still the most fun. We have a pool."
That's so true. That's very true.
All right, you've won this round.
Touche.
We have an ocean.
ECDX, yeah.
Oh, no.
Big O has the Columbia River. So cold.
The Boardwalk Empire has a roller coaster.
Or is it the Willamette River? Once again, Internet,
Willamette.
thank you for helping us.
Willamette.
Willamette.
And that is Maddie Masochist taking a quick knee in turn one, but she is your lead jammer.
Got some information on that official review. White, of course, being Windy City, was looking for a forearm call on the Santa Cruz Jammer. No call stands.
And no more official review for them. No soup for you.
Stands.
The call. The call stands.
All right, and as the shouting ramps up over in the Chicago fan section. Oh, I see the flag now. Yay!
Yep.
Good old Chi-Town. We've got just under 12 minutes remaining going into Jam 13, 132 to 57 your score.
There is one blocker on the track. Oh, look at this. We have one blocker on the track. It's the pivot. She now has the star cover, and that is Regina Spektor, I believe. And now we have Bork back on the track as well, along with Kate and Destroy. So now we get to see Regina Spektor jamming for Windy City. Oh, Yeti, she did. That was beautiful. I hope we get a replay of that. She jumped, she spun, she landed, she called it off. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Yeti.
Yes. What a beautiful combination of things happening all in one motion.
And it all worked.
All right, here we go. 5 seconds is the call. On the jammer line for Santa Cruz, that's number 5, Skirt Vonnegut.
And 8:20, that's Hannibal Record jamming for Windy City. Oh, hit goes off the track on the infield. We'll try again. We've got Ace Ventura, we have Hermione Danger, and Beans taking her back to turn 4.
And as Windy City sends 2 blockers to the penalty box, it's Skirt Vonnegut, lead jammer for Santa Cruz. Nice edge work on the outside track boundary. Able to stay in bounds and pick up 5 points.
Now the 2 blockers that are now more blockers. The blockers that are out there. Oh, look at that. Would you look at Perrin going in as a blocker and just messing up the joint.
And Santa Cruz defense recycling the knee pivot, now jammer for Windy City. That's number 8, Rita Hateworthy.
I am loving watching Ashley Perrin do some fierce blocking. She's uncontrollable without that star in her head.
3 scoring passes already for Skirt Vonnegut. Going to come back into the pack with the Windy City jammer behind her. I'm going to call that one off. We see 1 more point go up for Santa Cruz. 16 on that jam for Skirt Vonnegut. 157 their score. About 101 points behind. Simple math is my friend. 58. Was that 99? I don't know. That was an English major. What do you want? So 157 Santa Cruz, 58 for Windy City. 9 minutes and change remaining. And that whistle starts the jam. Jamming once again for Windy City. That's Isabel Alendia going up against number 79, Run Jeremy.
Ooh.
And with a no pass, no penalty, Isabel Alendia not lead. And about a quarter track behind, Run Jeremy going to call it off after picking up lead. Very efficient offensive operation by Santa Cruz in that jam. The continence thing is still getting to me. Here we go.
Oh, the incontinence?
Tickets. Incontinence? No.
Excuse me?
That's my poor cat. Tickets for the 2018 International WFTDA Championships go on sale August 2018, as you mentioned. Bookmark at WFTDA.com/champs to stay up to date.
Mia Goham jamming for Windy City. She's being recycled. How far back are they going to take her? Oh, they're going to take her to the penalty box.
That's how far.
That's pretty far. That's a whole minute away.
And with Maddie jamming now for Santa Cruz, and Windy City putting up quite a good defense. Maddie's at the front of the pack now. A Windy City blocker tumbling to the inside. That's Veronica LaRosa headed to the penalty box after trying to free up her jammer.
It's noble work. That's Rita Hateworthy and Bork, I believe.
That's number 5, Entropy.
Entropy.
Anchoring the
and
Windy City 2 wall at the front.
And as we've seen Maddie do in the past, she will push one at a time until they've run out of geography.
Mia back on the track, out of the penalty box, and through on the inside, having completed her initial pass.
That sounded like a lot of whistles. Maybe I was hearing I thought I heard a penalty whistle and then the 4 blasts, but I've been wrong before.
I think lead was declared,
Maybe
given to Santa Cruz, and then
it was over just like a dream.
Yeah, and then Maddie was encouraged to call off because of the rapid approach of Mia Goham. And now we are in a official review.
Special shout out and thank you from the Santa Cruz Derby Girls to the companies that donated items to help us welcome these amazing visiting teams. Thank you Skateworks, Vital Bulk, Togos, Sure Grip, Sisu, Rydell, Adam, S1, Smith Scab, and Rollerbones.
And if we haven't already, we would like to take a minute to recognize the photographers joining us this weekend. Mark Knockleby and JM Nightmare Knight. Look for their photos after this weekend on the Boardwalk Empire Facebook page. Not on the Broadway Empire Facebook page.
That's a whole different tournament.
Different thing.
There's a lot more singing and dancing in that one. Usually.
All right, with 7 minutes left on the clock. Going into jam number 17, your score 157 Santa Cruz, 58 Windy City. Russell starts the jam. Yeti jamming once again against Ashley Perrin for Windy.
Yeti with her arms widespread, looking like she's ready to take off like a plane. But that Windy City defense is it's just unrelenting. They're not going to let her by that easy.
And Ashley Perrin able to navigate through the front of the pack, come out lead jammer. We back up on the nice little hop, skip, and an apex jump there for Ashley Perrin.
And right around her own blocker, Sugar Smacks, which was a nice protection to have against any Santa Cruz blockers who would have tried to take her out of the air.
That was a neat little grand slam for Windy as Ashley Perrin coming up back into the pack now on another scoring pass.
For a game that has pitted a team ranked 24 against 25, of course Windy City being 25, Santa Cruz being 24, this isn't an upset because the higher ranked team is winning, but it is a point differential at this point in the game that I don't think we expected.
That's true. It has been a long and arduous weekend for both of these teams, but every game is every game, as they say.
Is this the 4th game for each of these teams?
I believe it is.
I believe it is. So,
number 3 for Windy. They will wrap up the 2018 Boardwalk Empire Tournament in a 6 o'clock game against Detroit. But yeah, this is Santa Cruz's 4th game. As we mentioned earlier, they are 2-1 on the weekend thus far.
So the bruises are coming up, but so is the grit.
Okay.
There you go. Skirt Vonnegut on the track for Santa Cruz, and that's Isabel Allende for Windy City. Both teams have all 4 blockers on the track as well. And it looks like Ace Ventura takes that final hit on Isabel Allende.
But it was not enough to keep Isabel Allende from becoming lead jammer, and now with Veronica LaRosa taking the star as the jammer of record for Santa Cruz, and Isabel trying to go full force into the pack.
So this is a scoring pass for both jammers, and it looks like Villarosa, formerly Killer V, is scoring the points, despite the fact that Wendy had lead jammer status. Didn't call off any point making there.
Now, looks like 4 points did go up for Isabel Al-Endia, and Isabel calling that jam off with a 4-4 score. 161-71 your score right now. Santa Cruz in front. Just about 4 minutes left in this game.
Do you think they'd play another half for us if we asked politely?
Yeah, we could take up a collection in a venue and see.
Do it hockey style?
See if that works.
Run Jeremy jamming for Santa Cruz, stuck by the jam line. Meanwhile, is that Mia Goham?
It is.
Looked around after a tumble in turn 1 to see if it was A-OK. It was. She's your lead jammer.
And your jam ref whistle, making sure that it was okay.
However, she did just incur a back block there in approaching those blockers, so she jammer.
Oh. Nice.
Ouch.
Hit there, number 11, Kate and Destroy. Putting Run Jeremy to the outside. Good combo.
Oh, and that was Regina Spector, a big hit between turn 1 and 2. I like those big hits.
Mia Hamm coming back in now.
I'm a peaceful person, but I like the big hits. Mia Goham now getting accustomed to Shamrock and Roller's hip, as so many of these jammers have become accustomed.
Whoa. Mia.
Oh, and she's trying to back roll, front roll. She is doing this any way but Sunday.
Wow.
Talk about grit. Let's hear it from Mia Goham, trying every trick in the book, every angle she can muster. I think if she could go under them all, she would. If she could climb up, she's not stopping.
Does anybody have a shovel?
With anything. She's going to back up, put some bacon fat on her, and squeeze through. Look at that.
Almost made it that time.
And her agility in dealing with all this is outstanding. Shammy signaling that everybody has to skate behind me. I don't care who you are, just...
Wow.
Mia Goham, let's give it up for that jam. She worked.
That's right. All 4 points for Chicago. Hard-earned points. Mia Hamm is the one who knocks. 75 points on the board for Windy City. A 12-point jam for Santa Cruz there. 173 their total. And we are under 2 minutes here, everyone.
Santa Cruz Strength is a proud sponsor of the Santa Cruz Derby Girls, specializing in powerlifting and personalized strength and condition programs. He makes sure the Derby Girls are strong and swole when they take the track. I can't say swole.
It's hard to say swole and not exaggerate it in some way. Yeah, swole.
Like Hans and Franz, swole. Swole.
I come from Svoland.
Swole. Can you just say that word?
I don't say that word.
So then I had lunch and then I got swole.
No,
it doesn't work. The Boardwalk Bowl is a proud sponsor of the Santa Cruz Derby Girls and their new 2018 uniforms, which seem to be working out pretty well. Soul Santa Cruz is a proud sponsor of the league, and Karen, as we mentioned earlier, has been here all weekend taping up everybody in the back with rock tape. Thank you, Karen Reutz and Soul Santa Cruz.
Also want to give a special shout out to all the volunteers that have worked so hard this weekend to make this event happen. As you mentioned, that list is prestigious. And with that prestigiousness, we'll get back to play here in what will be one of the last couple of jams of this game. Ashley Perrin jamming for Windy City, going up against Maddie Masochist for Santa Cruz.
And that is Animal Lee, Rita Hateworthy, and I believe Bork giving Maddie Masochist a terrible time. And in the meantime, Ashley Perrin is your lead jammer for Windy City on a scoring pass now.
All right, Bean's getting called off for illegal contact as Ashley Perrin comes back into the pack on a scoring pass.
Beautiful apex jump by Perrin.
A little bit of light fantastic there. And that's going to net Ashley 5 points.
That kind of jumping is going to land her on Broadway.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And score 2, 3, 4, jump.
Step ball chain. Queen litigious putting the star on, getting into the pack, but not going to get any points there. Windy City calling it off very adeptly. 3 more points on the pass for Windy City. 8 on the jam. 83 on the board. 173 for Santa Cruz. And we got about 51 seconds.
That could be 2 jams.
It could be 2 jams.
It could be 2, in a perfect world, it could be 3.
Do you want 2 jams? I mean,
It depends who's in charge.
Is
Who's
there
the
an
boss
app
of
for
me?
that? I'm not sure. Who's the boss of me? Wait, what day is today?
Exactly. Well, thank you all for tuning in to WFTDA TV here at Boardwalk Empire 2018. Oh, look at that.
What's that? Oh, we're on camera?
We're on camera.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Derby Nation. This is what we look like in person on a Sunday.
I know you're disappointed, but thankfully, I brought the beauty.
I brought the beast. You set me up for that.
Hey, I just opened the gate.
Goodness.
Whether you walk through or not is your thing.
Goodness gracious. Well, thank you for joining us. We do have at least one more jam here, maybe more. And stick around for more hot live roller derby action on WFTDA TV.
That's right. We've got some piping hot fresh roller derby coming up here right after this game.
It's good for you.
We've got a 2 p.m. game between Arizona Rising and Rocky Mountain Contenders. And then we're going to see Queen City face off against Arizona in a true barn burner. And we'll wrap it up with Windy City, Detroit. But Windy City on the track right now in the final seconds of this game. Isabel Allende jamming for Windy.
And Yeti or not, here I come, jamming for Santa Cruz. Meeting up with, now, Yeti has been doing a lot of blocking help when she's out there. It's really impressive. That left arm of hers will push around her own blockers.
Whoa, nice escape by Isabel, but great put out there by Santa Cruz defense. Isabel resetting now, getting to the front of the engagement zone with just one blocker. That's Unleashed, joined now by Wheezy.
And there's Beans to make it a party. Yeti or not being taken back a little ways by Sugar. Smacks. Oh, and taken down hard there in turn 2. I think that was also Sugar Smacks, was it not?
The game clock having expired now. 54 seconds left on the jam clock.
Which means the end of this jam will be the end of this game.
Lead not yet declared.
No question about who will win this game, but who's going to win this jam? Look at that, Bork, not having any of this.
No.
It's been 1 minute 40 seconds. There is no lead jammer. That's the way things go sometimes.
It's true.
What do you call that, a cat's game, cat's jam? When it goes the whole time? Oh, and we don't have to worry about that. Isabel Allende is your lead jammer in time for the jam to end.
And there it is.
It will go in her stats.
What a fun jam that was. And what a fun game this has been.
That has been fantastic. We have an unofficial score. We will wait for the official.
An incredible weekend. They go 3-1 on the weekend, but more importantly, have put on an incredible event here.
I know, and I'm doing this at 1:30. I don't know what my
Are the fans.
That's right. Who line up now on the outside track boundary to congratulate their favorite teams.
Santa Cruz giving a shout out and a thank you to Windy City. Another fantastic game here at Boardwalk Empire 2018. Thank you for joining me here on the mic. I think we're going to do it again later this afternoon.
It's going to be wonderful. I look very much forward to it, and I know you will too, folks. Don't forget, we've got another game coming up right now. Arizona Rising versus Rocky Mountain. And we'll see you right back here for Queen City, Arizona. This is Sexy Beast with Motor Fear saying,
Good derby to ya.